The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. For months, the door was shut. The embassy lights were off. Visa doors were slammed. Warnings were issued. And Burkina Faso was quietly pushed into diplomatic isolation. But finally, the United States of America sent a diplomat who was received by the Foreign Minister Karomoko Yan Marie Traoré. He hosted Joan Marie on Monday evening to discuss the future of bilateral relations between the two nations. During the meeting held on January 20, 2026, the ambassador Locard reaffirmed Washington's commitment to a strategic partnership with Ouagadougou, emphasizing that the future America aid and cooperation will be specifically aligned with the priority and visions established by the Burkinabe government. The discussion touched heavily on economic development, with the ambassador highlighting ongoing efforts to forge stronger links between the chambers of commerce and industry of both countries. Security remained a focal point of the relationship, and Minister Traoré used the meeting to advocate for a more proactive and comprehensive approach to counter-terrorism. He urged that international support should focus on the broad neutralization of terrorist networks rather than reacting to individual incidents such as kidnapping after they occur. Not long ago, relations between Burkina Faso and the United States quietly collapsed. The U.S. Embassy reduced its operations, then effectively shut its doors. Burkinabe citizens seeking visas were redirected to Togo, a move that felt symbolic, almost like Burkina Faso had been pushed to the sideline of international engagement. Then came the hardest blow. Burkina Faso was reportedly placed under strict U.S. immigration restriction following its refusal to accept certain U.S. deportees. From Washington perspective, this was a legal and security issue. From Ouagadougou's perspective, it was about sovereignty. And finally, today we see the United States of America back in Burkina Faso. For what reason? And just like that, trust disappeared. Warnings were issued. Travel advisories were raised. Diplomatic language turned cold, where we heard the U.S. telling its citizens never to travel to Burkina Faso, but today a top U.S. diplomat is in that same zone they describe to be a danger zone. At the same time, Burkina Faso was already standing at a crossroad, redefining its alliances, distancing itself from traditional Western partners, and asserting a new political identity in the Sahel. Everything pointed to one conclusion. What is the United States of America actually looking for in Burkina Faso? The United States and Burkina Faso were moving in opposite direction. The movement that changed everything. Just days ago, something happened that shocked the political atmosphere. Former President Paul Henri Sandiago Damiba was extradited from Togo back into Burkina Faso. Not quietly, not casually, but under intense public attention. And within this framework, we have the United States of America with this high tension in Burkina Faso sending a diplomat. For some it was justice catching up, for others it was a signal that the Burkinabe state was consolidating power internally, closing chapters, settling unfinished businesses. The timing was explosive because while this extradition unfolded, tensions inside Burkina Faso were already high. Security challenges, which were the same things that the United States of America openly told the world and warned people not to come to Burkina Faso. We have diplomatic realignment, A population deeply allergic to foreign influence, and that is exactly when the United States reappeared. Why now? This is the heart of the story. The US did not return because relations suddenly became warm. It returned because Burkina Faso matters. Strategically, politically, and regionally, Burkina Faso matters to the United States. Burkina Faso sits at the center of the Sahel, a region the world is watching closely. Security dynamics are shifting because these our leaders are making sure they move from the West to a different direction. And these are the same people who kicked out the security forces of the United States of America. And now they are here. Oh, this is amazing. Their discussion touched heavily on economic development, with the ambassador highlighting ongoing efforts to forge stronger links between the chambers of commerce and industry of both countries. The initiative is expected to open new avenues for trade and economic investment, fostering a more robust partnership between the American and Burkinabe private sectors. Minister Traoré welcomed this commitment, noting that Burkina Faso is eager for collaborations that provide mutual benefit to both parties. Security remained a focal point of the relationship, and the minister used the meeting to advocate for more proactive and comprehensive approach to counter-terrorism. He urged that international support should focus on the broad neutralization of terrorist networks rather than reaching to individual incidents such as kidnappings after they occurred. He stressed that the goal should be to work within a framework that eliminates the threat entirely to ensure long-term stability for the region. The meeting concluded with a clear definition of expectations for the continued partnership. Minister Traoré called for a sound and sincere cooperation that maintains respect for the sovereign position and strategic vision of the Burkinabe authorities. Both parties expressed a desire to maintain the current momentum of their bilateral ties while ensuring that all joint efforts in health, security, and trade directly serve the needs of the Burkinabe people. We have to watch closely, and then I know very well that when it comes to these things, our all in us, they know what exactly they are doing. This is not the time they can play on our intelligence. This is not the time they think they can outsmart us. No. With the leaders that we have, we believe so much in them that they can always be there to protect and do the needful for us in Africa. And besides, when these people come, we can't just sack them. We are seeing what is happening between them and Europe, China and Russia. Yet when they meet, they still talk nicely. So we just have to keep watching these people as time goes on. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Burkina Faso.